Hello, welcome back to the Blue Gem channel, and today we will be talking about the brand new set that just came out as of right now, yesterday, on 7/17. It's currently July 18th, the day after, and it is also the first birthday to Black Bolt White Flare, so that's good. Whatever. So jumping in, today we will be talking about, personally, what I think will be some of the best cards in Pitch Black. Jumping in, let's start off with Primarina, the brand new Dunsparce. Personally, I think it's better than Dunsparce because its ability, Enriching Melody, allows you, when you play it down to evolve it from Rion, what happens is you can heal all of your damage from one of your Pokemon. And then there's Aqua Return, which for 120 damage, which is more than Dunsparce, you can shuffle all of this Pokemon and all the attached cards into your deck. So, personally, I think this one is better than the Dunsparce because I feel like it just does way more. Because, like, pretty much, the Dunsparce has Runaway Draw the ability instead of a move. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you drew cards in this way, then you have to shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. So, basically, when you do it, it comes at a cost. Versus Primarina, where it does not only 30 more damage, but you can heal all of your Pokemon. So, I'd say it is competitively a bit more, like a better card. So now after that, let's move on to definitely what's going to be one of the decks. We have the Hide and Sneak Pokemon. If you played Pokopia, you definitely have heard of the words Hide and Sneak. It's pretty much required. So, there are 4 cards: Poltergeist, Sinistra, Shuppet, and Banette. This ability does, prevents all effects from your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and abilities done to the Pokemon with Hide and Sneak. Damage does not count for this. So I'd say definitely try and go for it. So I'd say that's a good idea. Give me a second. Alright. Now jumping into this one is just... This one isn't for, technically it could be pretty good competitively, but I put it on this list because it's the dumbest card ever. It's a Slowpoke with a move called All You Can Yeet that, you may discard any number of cards from your hand. I just think All You Can Yeet, it sounds really funny, and the fact that they're using, like, slightly a form of slang is pretty good. And they've been doing it kind of since Pokopia, so. Okay, moving on, now that I look at the list, the next good deck might be the Silvally and Gladion's Final Battle deck, because Silvally's Call a Buddy ability makes it so that once during your turn, if you have no cards in your hand, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So, I'd say that's pretty good. Like, if you're low, then you could pull out Gladion's Final Battle. You can use this card only when it is the last card in your hand, meaning you pretty much have to grab it off of Silvally. During this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that don't have a rule box do 80 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. But Silvally is not an EX, it's not a V, it is regular Pokemon, and it has no rule box. So, that means that you can use, if you have no more cards in your hand, you can use Call a Buddy to grab Gladion's Final Battle. Then, during the turn, you can play it down, and your Silvally will do any more damage. It does 130 right now, and you can and then it makes you discard an energy. So personally, I think it's a really, really good idea. So, it's just a suggestion, but I do think it's definitely going to dominate a decent amount in competitive. So, moving on, we have... Okay, so looking at the rest of the cards, I think I'm going to go over Sizzlipede and its move Bug Out. I don't know if I'm just not looking careful enough, but I'm not finding anything else with Bug Out, so I believe this is not as good as it can be, or at least for this set. It's likely going to get better in sets to come, but you never know. So, Bug Out, what Bug Out does is, dang it, let me find the card. Alright. Now, it has, before we get to Bug Out, it has Controlled Burn for 1 fire energy. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. That, personally, I think this should go with Excadrill, which we're going to go over next. So, for 3 colorless energies, there's Bug Out, which is 50 times damage. Reveal the reveal the bottom 7 cards of your deck, and this attack does 50 damage for each Pokemon you find there that has the Bug Out attack. So, if Sizzlipede is truly the only one with Bug Out, you can do a maximum of 150 damage, which is still insane for a basic 80 HP Pokemon. Then, of course, you have to discard the not Bug Out cards. So you gotta gamble for this. Alright, but like I said, here is the card Excadrill, Mega Excadrill EX. The reason why I was saying it goes well with the Bug Out goes well with this is because of the first move for Sizzlipede. So Sizzlipede is an all-around good card for this. Bug Out makes you discard not Bug Out. Oh my god, I'm Controlled Burn makes you discard the top of your opponent's deck. Top card. Undermine makes you discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So if you and it also does 90 damage for 2 steel energy. But whatever. So if you like doing discard and you want to be annoying and deck your opponent out every time, go with Bug Out, Sizzlipede, and Mega Excadrill. So Sizzlipede, Mega Excadrill. Next up, and by the way, these are in no particular order except for the last one, which I believe is the personal best matchup. So let me just find the cards there and then put them at the end. Give me a second. Where is it? Where is it? There. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, sorry about that. I just have to organize my tabs. Okay, so now we have, keeping in with Pokemon, we have Bastiodon, a regular Bastiodon. Only problem is stage 2 because of the fossil, so whatever. Its ability, Ancient Bulwark, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to each of your Pokemon by attacks from your opponents that have 2 or less energy attached. So personally, I think this goes very well with Toedscruel EX from Obsidian Flames and Paldean Fates. I think that those 2 combined could really help protect your bench and active. So personally, I would go with that. Then, of course, Hammer In for 2 steel energy and 1 colorless. It does 160 damage, which personally I think is really good, especially compared to Wailord, which for 5, while it is a lot more, for 110 more damage, it takes 5 energy to do 270 damage, versus for 3, just 2 turns in a row, you can do way more than that. So personally, and of course, Wailord puts itself to sleep. So I think this is much better than Wailord, but whatever. Sorry. Okay. Next, all right. We have 3. Well, technically 5 cards left and a few matchups. So personally, oh my god, I am really messing up this. I am so sorry. Discard up to 2 Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your hand, and draw 3 cards for each Pokemon you discarded in this way. So I think if you have if you yourself can find a good match with the Gwen card, you can do like every time you play this card down, you can draw 6 cards maximum. I personally think this is a great supporter, and we are moving on to the next one. Okay, Mega Chandelure EX has Binding Flame, which makes it so that your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 more, which is really good. And then that pairs up with its 2 Psychic Energy attack Phantom Maze, which does 130 damage plus. And the description says, this attack does 50 more damage for each energy in your opponent's active retreat cost. So technically, if you play down, let's say 4 Mega Chandelure EX, is definitely not happening because that would be very unwise, because you can only have 4 cards in a deck. So I'm going to say 2. If you have 2 down, then it'll have 2 more, and Phantom Maze for only 2 energy will do literally 230 damage. Personally, this just goes along with Wailord is not the best here. Alright, Wailord is not the best card in this set, trust me. Unless you find a way to get a bunch of energy quickly, it's not very good. Okay, third to last card. This card personally has a Pokemon on it that I don't know why, but I've loved recently. It has Mega Zeraora. Don't kill me, alright? It's only because recently I struggled over 5 times to get this thing, and I fell in love with it. It's literally on the thumbnail for this video. So whatever. It's Thunderous Fist. Its Thunderous Fist attack does 60 damage times. It does 60 damage for each lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. I'd say that's decently good, because Zeptoturn, its other one, for 3 lightning energy. The first one costs 1 lightning energy. This one 3. Does 150 damage. Switch it with one of your bends. So it's like Volt Switch, basically, but much stronger. So, I personally think that these are 2 very well paired attacks. And, okay, moving on from that, we have reached the 2 cards that I think go together perfectly. One is Heatran. Heatran has 140 HP. It's a basic, which makes it insane. Singe, it's 1 fire energy attack, does your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. No damage. But it's 2 fire, 1 colorless energy attack. Lava Wall does 120 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from burned Pokemon. So that, I feel, is a really good matchup against certain decks, and it pairs perfectly with Mega Darkrai EX. Because its 2 Darkness Energy attack, Dusk Raid, does 110 damage plus. If your benched Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack does 110 more damage. So I'd say if you use Singe and Lava Wall, it could do great things for Dusk Raid. And then its 3 Darkness Ablaze. I am so sorry. That was not in the thing. I don't know why. I just read Darkness and thought Darkness Ablaze. I have no idea why. That set was not the best. I didn't even open any of that set. I don't even know what I'm saying. Whatever. So it's 3 Darkness Energy attack. Abyssai does no damage, but if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, it is knocked out. Meaning that Abyssai, if you use Singe and burn your an opponent's Pokemon, they retreat. Well, here's the thing. These could go very well with Gwen, actually. Because I mean Mega Chandelure. Alright? Because if you use Mega Chandelure's ability to increase the retreat cost by 1, then your opponent, after being burned, will have to retreat for more energy. So when they do that, they'll lose a lot of energy, and then what'll happen is if you use Singe, get them burned, then they have to retreat. Then Duskgrade can not only like do wonders with Heatran and Mega Chandelure, Abyssai can just straight out destroy your opponent. So I highly recommend Heatran Mega Darkrai, and if you want to go really insane with it, Heatran Mega Darkrai Mega Chandelure. Okay, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and this is Blue Gem, signing off.